The first decision was to decide where I was going to get the template to carve the cross. There are many places you can go. Of course, you can look online. You can go to books. Or in this case, you can draw from memory, which is what I did. Once I was happy with the pencil, I switch over to the pen to lay down the permanent lines, the ones that I want to focus on when cutting, and then finish the cross itself. Now, we're going to jump from a completed cross to suddenly it's cut out, and I'm already working on the border inside of it. See? Where is the video of me cutting that out? I'm asking you because I honestly don't know. I went back, I looked, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Nonetheless, that's what we've got, and we're going to go with it. The initial cuts I make here are establishing the layers. So the cross itself is the most forward part of the carving. The circle is slightly set back. This was established by using a series of stop cuts on the edge of the cross and then following it with another tool to just clean those areas out, rough out, and move on to the next step, which in this case is going to be establishing a border within the cross. I didn't want the weave pattern to go over the edge of the cross or all the way up to the edge. I thought the cleaner look would be to establish this border and then place the weave pattern within that border. The colored pencils are for me. They're not for you. You can use this technique if it works for you. In this instance, I'm using it to help me keep track of where I want stop cuts to go for the forward-facing side of the weave versus the back side, because you're trying to create perspective here. The red colored pencil I used to define the weaves that were going to go up and to the right, dark blue, up and to the left. And then I colored the blocks to help me keep track of that as well. Because once you're into the carving and you're placing those stop cuts, it is very easy to get lost in which cut you're placing and then ruining what you started out to do. Initially, I focus on the forward-facing weave. So the red marks, the dark blue marks with a V tool, that was followed up with initially it was a gouge, and I decided to use one that had a straight edge versus a curve because it provided cleaner cuts for both rounding off each individual weave and establishing stop cuts at the base. With reference to the tools used, currently you see me using a full-sized fishtail chisel with a double bevel. I said it that slowly because I couldn't say it any faster. From here I'll switch over to a palm tool. The greatest difference being length of the tool. Palm tools handles are made to easily fit into the palm of your hand. Full-size tools, you can generally use both hands when making cuts. The decision of when to use which tool and when comes down to the right tool for the job and what you prefer. Most carvers have a few go-to tools that they will use for a range of different types of cuts, and it's what works best for them. Palm tools are great for going in for fine detail, and at this point in the cross, that's what we are into. It may be difficult to see the progress with the cuts right now, and that's because it's mostly going to be small little details that I can see when I move the carving around or I move my head from side to side, but the camera's not going to initially catch that. So if you did manage to watch all of this video, thank you. You're either a dear friend, a family member, or a glutton for punishment. So all of you are appreciated.